Who would you call the people who go after? Entrepreneurs?
Yeah, B2B founders.
Okay, so I would say I help tech entrepreneurs.
I want to be like your clients, like Ranjit, like that lady who does the Ivy League school stuff. I want to be like that level of entrepreneur.
What I'm thinking, you might have ran into an issue on that because it's like super niche.
Okay.
I don't even think you should be running ads. Because this, you can win however you want, basically. I assume most people are stupid, because they are. The reality is if someone's good, once you show them a few times, you don't have to show them anymore.
Yeah.
The people who suck, it's like you show them, they suck. You show them, they suck. It's like, and then after a while, you're never going to pick it up. And those are the people you want to get out. If everything works out how I think it's going to, this would be the type of company that I would look at as a portfolio. But if it was a portfolio, I'd want to push it. So I think this could get a lot bigger if you want it to be.
I gotta say, man, I'm happy. I'm excited to be here. I
appreciate it.
I followed you for a long time. I signed up for your Done For You Facebook ads a few years ago.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out. But I'm gonna tell you, you were a stand-up guy. You gave me a refund. And I think you were offering you'd give the ad spend back also. I said, no, don't do that. Because you guys work hard.
It was 20% or
whatever. I think it was $2,000 or something, or $2,500. I was like, no. So I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm an old man, bro. I'm 44 years old. I want to be like...
Bro, I'm starting to feel that. I'll be at these 20 years, I'm like, dang, bro, I'm not as young as I used to be.
Dude, I'm going to tell you, I want to be like your clients, like Ranjit.
Yeah.
I want to be like that lady who does the Ivy League school stuff.
Bro,
I want to be like John Madsen.
Bro, yeah.
I want to be like that level of entrepreneur. And I know I can get there.
Yeah.
And I want to be around killers and sharks.
Sure.
And that's what you are. That's what you guys are.
Appreciate that, man.
So for me, I know everything I need to do, but I like the environment. I like being around other people. They push me. They force me to level up.
Right, yeah.
I've got a full-time job still.
And you're still doing this?
I'm still doing this. I work in tech for a hospital.
Wow.
It's a good 6-figure position. Work from home.
Right. I'm about to say, I was like, how did we get today?
Bro, I work maybe 15 hours a week. Because if the systems are running, it's good. So I got my business on the side. I got my 3 kids. But the point that I'm trying to say is, even though I got a good, stable 6-figure job, I can make millions with my business.
Right.
I'm stable. I'm ready to go. I was like, I'm going to reach out to Tanner, and we're gonna make this happen. So
cool, man.
I'm going to give you I'm going to refresh you on what my business is, my offer, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I help tech entrepreneurs launch books, which positions them as a thought leader and brings them corporate clients, consulting clients, and paid speaking gigs.
Yeah.
These guys can make, from one deal, $100,000, $200,000, $500,000.
Gotcha, okay.
So that's what they want. They want to be viewed as a thought leader in their industry.
Okay.
So that their best clients are coming to them. Usually CIOs.
Are these CEOs, or they just work in tech companies? Or
they are CEOs of a tech company. Their big problem is nobody knows who they are. They have no idea of sales and marketing or positioning. They only rely on referrals. So I say, and they all want a book because they think to themselves, man, if I had a book, I'd be famous in my niche.
Okay.
And I tell them, pump the brakes. A book isn't going to do that much for you.
Right.
It's the marketing behind it. Even announcing on LinkedIn that you're writing a book, that positions you as an author already.
Yeah.
It gives you that clout already. So I tell them to focus on your big hook, your big idea, your MVP book concept, and go hard on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
LinkedIn ads and LinkedIn outreach.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, bro, it works like gangbusters. $7,500 is what I charge. I'll help them write the book with AI, or I'll write it for them, or I'll coach them on it. And then once they have the book, they can send it out to tech conferences and be a speaker.
Right.
And once you speak at these tech conferences, I want to make my offer so good and so clear that people are like, yeah, dang, that's, $7,500 is great, because especially when it comes to the work that I have to do, it's not as big of a lift.
Okay.
Because I got processes and I have a VA that helps me with the stuff.
Right.
So I'm happy with $7,500. My end goal is to sell 3 of those per week. That's $20K per week, roughly. That's $1 million business a year. I'll be happy with that. I don't need to become bigger than that, because I care about quality of life, and I don't need to manage a big team.
Right. So you want to do $1 million a year?
$1 million a year. 100K a month.
That's your goal, yeah.
That's my goal. If it's 150K a month, 100K profit, I'm happy. Okay. What I really care about more than revenue is phenomenal client results.
Right.
I want my clients to be like, oh my God, you changed my life.
Right.
That's the emotional impact I'm looking for myself and for them.
Okay.
The money will come.
Yeah. It has to be one of 2 things. It either has to be you sell them on the mechanism, or you sell them on the result. So let me give you an example. If I say, I'll help increase your business by 500% in 30 days or less, your money back.
Yep.
That's a result.
Yep.
Okay. So people will be like, whoa, well, I mean, and that's a pretty crazy promise. The other way is mechanism based. So it would be one of the things that helped us crush the most was like, I'll help you book 70% more sales calls using the convergent conversation system. And they're like, what is that?
Yeah.
And it created curiosity. So
how about I say this? This is what I've used on LinkedIn before.
Okay.
I say, I'll help you generate or attract 50K in paid speaking gigs and clients in the next 90 days using an MVP book funnel. And maybe I could say on LinkedIn, so they know there's a book and there's LinkedIn. And I'll say without creating any content.
and with that, okay, so that's pretty, yeah. So what I would do to clean that up is say, who would you call the people who go after? Entrepreneurs?
Yeah, B2B founders.
Okay, so I would say like, okay, I help tech entrepreneurs, or I help tech entrepreneurs at $50,000 through corporate workshops using my MVP book funnel. And then you could put this if you have room. Now, the only thing is like this, if this works, use the whole thing. If it's a little too long,
Yeah.
you could just get away with this. But like even this right here, dude, like this could be on your IG, your funnels, your opt-in page. Like this is the thing. Cause like the only stuff you would change is like, if you don't want to say tech entrepreneurs or you don't want to say corporate workshops, but like, to me, this is great because it's like, this is who you help. This is how you'll help. And these, I help $50 in 90 days. Here we'll say we have that a little more in 90 days or less, like that.
Yep.
That's what I would do because it's like who it's for, what you do, 90 days or less, and then this is your unique mechanism.
Yep.
Now, the other thing you could do too, if you wanted, you don't have to, but you could even not say book funnel. You could just call it like freaking whatever you want. So like when I say convergent conversations, basically what I was like referencing was a follow-up system.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to say follow-up system because like they know what it is. So you could even say like, instead of a book funnel, like you could call it like, I'm just throwing out random stuff. You could be like using my gladiator method. And it makes it more ambiguous. Okay. Which actually I think would play to your, because like the only downside of this, like, and this is not like a huge downside, but the only downside is I go, I don't like, I already know the book funnel. I don't want to, like, that's what people will do sometimes. So if you just leave it ambiguous and you say like, I don't have any words in my head right now, but you're just like the sun method or the grass method. I'm just saying random stuff, but like, that's what you could put there. Okay. And then that way they could use it. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Book offers usually do very well because they can go very broad. Yeah. The only issue I could see you having with this is the fact you go to only tech entrepreneurs with ads. So if you're doing LinkedIn to start, because when I started thinking about ads, like think of ads this way, like let's say I come to you and I'm like, hey, I only do marketing for Fortune 500 companies. It's like, okay, we're going to run Facebook ads. It's like, they're not on Facebook. Yeah. So the only issue, it's not an issue. The only concern I would have is like, I don't know how many tech entrepreneurs there are like in the grand scheme or like who consider themselves. So if you're going after like, if it's a small niche, this isn't an issue with organic. It could turn into an issue with ads because with ads, like you start going a little bit broader. Yeah. And usually the offers that do the best, not always, but usually they're broader because everyone who sees your ad could become a potential client.
Yeah. Understood.
Does that make sense?
I get it. So like you said,
so my guess is like, I can't remember back that far, but I'm like, what I'm thinking, you might have ran into an issue on that because it's like super niche. Okay. Because if you said, I help entrepreneurs, yeah, all of a sudden the floodgates open. So that's the other thing I just want you to think about is like, I'm okay with you doing that. Organically, this will work. Yeah. So walk me through how you get a typical sale.
What works phenomenally for me is automated LinkedIn outreach.
Okay, so when you say it's automated, you just set up a system and it just does it.
Yes, I query a list of leads, like 1,000 leads that fit certain profile. United States, CEO, founder, president, owner. Okay. And the industry is
and tech what I'm assuming like I'm going to ask you for a couple things like what's the initial message, what's the outreach numbers, reply rate.
Yep, I got all that. Okay. Yeah, the software shows.
Do you have it?
Yeah, I'll pull it up. I'll share my screen.
Okay, yeah, go for it, bro.
I get 41% connection rates anything on LinkedIn, anything above 20% is.
But that's only that. Wait, how long is that for? Oh, that's for 5. Okay, I was about to say, I was like, bro, like I thought I was looking at that for like 4 or 5 months. I was like, that's not very many connections.
You know what?
Show me like maybe 3 months or something.
Yeah, so this is a new campaign. This is my best performing campaign. Okay. This is why I want to show this. This is for. They're in Europe, so they got the backwards dates. But anyways.
So request accepted is like a friend request, right?
A friend request. So almost 40%.
Wow, that's a really high reply rate. I'm a little curious, like why only 270 in 3 months? It's like, why don't...
LinkedIn throttles you. So what I actually need to do is have multiple people. LinkedIn only allows you to send 100 friend requests per week.
per week.
It used to be a day.
No matter what.
Well, they have some other ways of doing it also, but those go into your secondary
So
inbox.
for you to scale this, it would have to be like my account, your account. So
yes.
Okay, so
my VA's account. But the results are usually better when it comes from me as the founder.
Do you know what your close rate is?
Probably 20%.
Okay.
15, let's say 15% to be conservative.
Okay. This is what I want you to look at. So you do 100 outreach a week.
Yeah.
Okay. 30 reply.
Yep.
Okay. Out of that, what's 15%? 15% is like 5. So 5 book a call.
Yeah.
And then you close 1.
Yep.
So, and then it's 7,500.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been charging less, like $5,000, just to get people in the door.
Okay. So like this is the easy part. Let me just do the math real quick. And then we'll talk more, obviously. So you need 13 deals. So what that means, we'll say 14. So you need 14 deals to hit 100K. So, I mean, the thing I like about this is without doing any ads, without doing anything extra, what that means is you need to do 1,400 outreaches a week, right? So 30% of 1,400, I just want to do all the math, 420 replies, okay? And then we get what, 15 we'll do
Let's say 10%. So that's
10%,
42. 10%. Let's just assume it's 10% of the replies book.
Okay, so even lower.
Lower numbers.
Okay, so lower, yes. So we'll do 10%. Okay, so that would mean 42 calls.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you say you close at what, 15%?
Yeah.
So 42. Let's do 42 times 0.15. So
7. Yeah.
Yeah. So you would need more. So okay. So we're gonna need. So that's about 6.3 deals. So basically, this would need to be double. So you need 2,800 outreaches. You'd have 840 replies. You'd have 84 calls. And then you would close, like, I think 15%. It's not very much. And that part could probably be improved. So we can talk about your sales script and stuff.
Yeah.
But so that puts you around, that's like 13 deals. So it's like, that puts you in the ballpark. So like, I guess the thing I'm pointing out here, at least like we have to do, it's like either you have to figure out a way to get this or we have to run ads or something, because it's like right now you're doing what, 400 a month? It's just not enough volume.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is like it's basically pure profit though.
It is.
You could do this first, and then in terms of hiring, what you would probably need is either you'd get in order, you focus on sales, unless like the fulfillment is really extreme, but usually the first hire would be a coach.
Yeah.
And then after that, you would hire a setter. Maybe you need 2.
Yep.
So let's say 1 to 2 setters. And then dude, that's pretty much it to do 100,000 a month. Like
that's it.
That's literally all you need to do. And then you have the VAs, right?
Yeah, I got 1 VA.
All you'll need to hit 100,000 a month is like a coach. You'd have 1 to 2 setters who would do the replies. Like, I don't even think you need 2. I think you need 1. Like 840 messages, excuse me. That's just not that many people.
Yeah.
So I think like you'd have 1 coach, 1 setter, and then you would take the sales calls. Once you get past 100,000, that's when you could decide that would be your last hire, but like you wouldn't even necessarily need it. That would just be like, hey, I'm taking like 4 sales calls a day. I don't even want to take those anymore. Yeah. Then you could hire a closer, excuse me. But dude, like I don't even think you should be running ads. Like, because
really?
Why should you? Why would you? So put it this way. The reason I don't do this is because, like, think about what I sell. I sell business consulting. Business consulting is very red ocean. There's a lot of people who sell it. And it's not like as enticing as this. Because you're doing done for you is easier to sell on the front end. So if I try to do this and then I start coming from a different account, part of what makes me sell is like people are like, oh, it's Tanner Chidester. As soon as I go to a different account, it doesn't have. With this, because it's done for you, you could say, like in your message, you could say, hey, like, I work with Raza and and like whatever. And that could still be compelling enough. So, like, to me, if this works, why would you want to run ads? Because think about it, when you run ads, it's like, and not that you can't, but it's like, now you have to make a funnel, emails, text, retargeting, shoot the ads, run the ads, all that stuff. Like, this to me seems like such a no-brainer. In fact, I would never even run ads until this is completely maxed out. Like, if you could, let's say you could do this with 30 accounts. Why wouldn't you? It's like unless I'm missing something on this part, there's no reason. Like, or you said, hey, Tanner, I did all these other accounts and they just don't perform as well. They're terrible. But it's like, even if they were worse, like let's say you took these numbers and the reply rate went to 15, this went to 5, this went to like 7. it still wouldn't really matter, because if this is free and you can do, not free, but like very negligible income, and you could do this as much as you want, I would just keep doing that forever. I'm like, were you not doing this in the past?
No, I was doing this too.
So why in the past did you go to ads?
Because there's a lot of back and forth that I'm doing with my clients. And as I'm speaking, or with the prospect, as I'm speaking, I can have someone else log into my automation tool and respond as me.
Obviously, that's where the setter comes in, bro. So like, if you're doing 100,000 a month, you will not want to be setting, because all you'll do all day is talk. You would have a setter. You'd manage the setter. So let's say half hour a day or hour a day, you get on, you check their messages, you go through conversations. Obviously, the same for the coach, but like, that's all you would need. And then if you need another coach or setter, that's it. That you definitely should not need, for what you're trying to do, absolute max 4 team members. There's just no reason to do that. And so so when I say the setter it handles this. They're not handling this. They're handling this. And like that to me is the hardest part, because if they're just coming in. Now you
that is the hardest part. Yeah, it's responding.
Right, but like think about it this way. You like on my team, usually for setters, you can find like stay-at-home moms who love this. You don't have to, but like I do. I'll pay them, anywhere from $20 to $25 an hour. They'll get $4 to $5 grand a month. But bro, like if this is like to me, if you already have a proven model, all you have to do is like get them to perform 80% as good as you, and you can scale it pretty much as you want. I don't like that's just like, I don't remember our conversation a couple of years ago, but like that's flawed logic to go, well, I don't have time to message, so let me run ads. It's like, that's not going to make it any better, because like usually when you run ads, what I would do is try to replicate what you're doing here. So if you're messaging here, I usually would try to do DM ads, and that's just going to create more problems, because you're doing more of what you're doing. Now, what you probably did is you went straight to page. Yeah. But then again, like when you never want to like add more to your business until the first thing is maxed out. So like, why you go to like me, you go, Tanner, like, why do you run ads? Well, I got 50,000 a month. I was completely maxed out. I could have potentially tried this, but I don't think it would work. And then it's like, you have these accounts that have like 0 followers, right? Which on LinkedIn, like nobody's really looking at that stuff, at least in my opinion. And so I went to ads because like I need more leads. With you, this is beautiful, because like you've already proven it. You're not coming to me from 0. You've already proven it. You just have to increase the output. And then once you increase the output, you just hire people to give you leverage in the stuff you're doing. And then dude, I don't even think you need to run ads. I wouldn't even run ads. You take the sales call, right? Yeah. Okay, so here's how you do the sales call. I coached Cynthia on this, who does the Ivy League thing. So she takes the sales call still. So all you do is you say, it's an option close. You're like, so option A is you can work with me, and you say super high number. So like you say you're selling at 7,500. Like pick a number that you'd be okay with to work with them if they pay for it. All right, so option A is work with me. It's $8,000. Now, the reason it's so much more expensive is, I'm the CEO. I'm really busy. I have a lot of stuff going on. So like some people really want to work with me, but it's very limited. I don't have a ton of time. Okay. Now, option B is, as long as you move forward today, right, you can at least put down a deposit on the call. I'll go ahead and drop that price to $3,200. Now, why is that? The person you're going to work with is Tom. He's just as good as me, but the difference is that's all he does. Okay, so I'll still be around. I'll still be able to like chat if there's a red alert issue, but you're gonna be working directly with Tom, and I'm able to make it a little bit cheaper because that's all Tom does. Which option makes more sense for you? And then what happens is like you're basically pushing them into that option, right? But they don't. They're just like, oh, this is just too expensive. But like you price anchor it so high that they're doing it. Now, once you're off the phone, if you ever are off the phone, then that's not a problem anymore. The only reason it's a problem right now is you're on the phone. So like, well, like I want to work with Tanner, and like, but that's like why my team's like, yeah, well, like, when you're getting to such a early, Tanner doesn't take the calls anymore, so there's not an issue. But because you're taking the call, there is an issue. Yeah. So that's how I would handle it. Is like if you're fine, then take it fine. But if you're not, that's the way you do it. Because the other alternative is like you do all the fulfillment forever, and it's like, okay, that's not like, to me, that wouldn't like help you hit your goal of what you're trying to achieve, which is $100,000 a month profit and like have some leverage. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, otherwise it's a job.
Okay, so what part did you want to go to next?
So I want to show you my ads. So here's the thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm all in on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is promoting video ads, and they just released boosted post ads.
Boosted post meaning like the actual post.
Like you can do an IG.
Yeah, IG. Okay.
Bro, the CTRs are ridiculous. Like 4 or 5% CTRs. I'm doing this for clients.
Where do you run them to?
Is that within LinkedIn? I'm gonna show you. Yeah. Okay. 20%, 15% CTRs. And some of my clients, they're only doing, I'm gonna show you.
That's crazy, bro.
This is why I want to do this for you, bro. Don't even put in a lot of budget. Actually, I brought $1,000 to give you because I want to do business with you. I gave $1,000 cash because I'm not playing games. Like, I really want you to do well. I want you to get great results. I told you I want to get into your $1,500. I mean, your $50,000 and your $100,000.
Yeah.
I'm not playing games. I brought your mom flowers. Like,
bro, yeah, you did. Yeah.
I really feel
That's really nice.
a lot of respect for you.
Thanks, man.
And I'm not coming here to waste your time. Or like, hey, man.
Oh, you're good. Yeah.
A lot of people sell to you.
Yeah.
It's like I brought cold hard cash.
I'll do it, but I won't. You don't need to give me.
All right, but the reason I'm saying that is with the ads. So let me show you the ads.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you mine first, and it's these boosted.
That's the thing too. So like before you show me the ads, we can run the ads if you want. It's just like a lot of times when I look at someone in your like where you're at, I'm like, well, you haven't even maxed this out, so why are we trying to add more to the plate? Because I see people do that all the time, and I'm like, dude, like, just do more of what's working.
Yeah.
Because that's the easier business. Every time you add more to the business, like even if you're like, hey, I maxed out Facebook ads, now I'm doing YouTube, now I'm doing this. It's like that makes it more complex because there's more to like, you have to make sure you're dialed in everywhere.
I'm going to show you my results and some of my clients. So check this out. Average cost per click is $1. Average CPC is $1. Impressions, whatever clicks, they get reactions. Reactions are like the likes, comments,
Right. Okay.
whatever.
Okay. So it tracks that for you.
Yeah, it tracks.
Yeah, you know, on IG they didn't have that tracked for a while. Like when you get follows, they didn't. Do they track the follows?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah,
or maybe that's in a column I've set, but
maybe not.
But look, I've spent about what is this, $800, $700. I've gotten $12,000 in deals. I think 3.5K cash collected.
And the way, just so I'm clear, like they come to your post, you see them engage, you message them, turns into a deal.
Correct. And these are my type of people. I'll show you who. Like we'll go through.
So you can do this, and especially if it's working, it's just like it's not technically necessary. Does that kind of make sense to you? Now, unless you're like, well, I don't want to create these other accounts, whatever. Like, if it depends, but like to be frank, it's like I feel like that would work. So it's like you can do this and it's working, but it's just I guess the thing is, the cool thing is like you can win however you want, basically. So I'm not against you doing ads. It's just like if this is working this well, it's like let's like destroy it until we do more. And like to be frank, unless you can't send those amount of outreaches, it's like you already have a proven model. So I don't understand how it wouldn't work.
I'm with you.
Right. So anyways, go ahead.
100%. And the big lever is the setter. That's really what
yeah. Because like, I mean, like you running ads thinking, oh, I don't have to have a setter. I'm like, yeah, but like you're like, think of it this way. You're running ads to straight to page probably, and you were successful with DMs. And so like you're stopping doing the thing that made you successful to do something that you have no like proof.
Yeah.
So usually when you run ads, not always, but usually like what you did is kind of what I did in the beginning. So I made a lot of money this way. And then I started running ads straight to page, didn't work. And then I started running ads to DMs and it did work. And I was like, oh, but this is like, it tripled my work because I was messaging more people. So,
so like ads actually created a problem for you.
Right. So your thought process was like, I'm going to start running ads so I don't have to message. My thought process is like, you're basically starting over though. It's like what made you successful was the messaging and now you're taking the messaging away. It's like, that doesn't make sense. So usually what you want to do with ads is you want to do exactly what you're doing organically. Well, if you start doing DM ads, you have the same problem, right? What I'm assuming and what you're about to show me is you're running ads straight to page. Now, if it works, great. But if it doesn't, it's like, dude, like, so let's stop trying to like make a new method and like just focus on the method that's working.
Yeah, no, but I'm not doing straight to page.
Yeah. Well, oh, you're not. Okay, yeah, I see it. No, I see it.
Yeah, I'm actually going to sign up for Elite 360 also. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to be in your whole ecosystem, bro. Like I'm going to do it. Cool, but let's do that when it makes sense.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
The reason I'm not running ads straight to page is because I don't have the whole back end.
You can do that, but it's like, again, it's more to your plate, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I'm with you.
Now, the only question I have is like, do you track your ad stuff? Meaning like spend per day?
No, I got to do that.
You need to, yeah.
I was watching your video about the spreadsheet.
Yeah, you need to, because if you don't, it's just like in 3 months, you're going to regret it because someone's gonna be like, where's your ad data? And you don't have any. Now, if it shows up here, and I guess technically it does show up here. So it's like, we can go back and look at it, but I don't know, like whenever I'm looking in spreadsheets, it's just a lot easier than like, over a year. It's like, hey, let me look back at this month, It's like, it's all scattered and stuff. You're in a good spot pretty much. I mean, you're in a good spot. It's just like, I mean, you just got to do it, bro. Like, and I guess like, how much did you say you make from your job?
100K. Like,
yeah, actually, so it's like, all you got to do is get to like 10K and it's like you're good. And if you do it like I would say like if you did that 1 or 2 months in a row, you could do the thing is you can definitely do this part-time and hit 10K. Like I don't know how you wouldn't.
I have in the past. Yeah, I have in the past. I just took my foot off the gas.
And so it's like so it's just like you'll stop messaging or something like that.
Yeah. This is my website, but I take this out of the whole picture. Actually, what I'll do is
what's this built on?
WordPress.
WordPress, okay.
So I'm sending this, and I just send them here for the calendar and say, hey, usually I'll manually send them an invite through email.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll say, hey, if you want to look at some
why don't you just send why don't you just send them a link through the DM?
Yeah, I could do that too, but I usually tell them, hey, look, you can see some case studies, and there's a link to my calendar. Like this.
That actually makes it like higher intent if they book. But like what my team will do is like, hey, just here's a link, book here. Or send them this link in your DM. I mean, like that's actually a good sign from the like if they do book because it's higher intent, but you probably get some drop off there.
There is drop off.
Yeah, so it's like it's your call, but usually I wouldn't want the drop off.
But I'll tell you, the people that do come through, they're high intent. They're ready to buy.
Right. So if that's what you're looking for, but if my machine or if my team was trying to optimize like and get as many bookings as they can, and you weren't actually doing the messaging. You probably just be like, yo, just like get them booked. Like,
got it.
You know.
Okay.
Anyway,
you know what I could do? This is what I thought of. I'll get them to book, and then on Calendly, I made this my redirect page, so it brings them here so they can see. This is like their warm.
Well, yeah. We could. Yeah, I mean, like you could build out a proper. Excuse me. Thank you page, but yeah, I understand because you have a lot of results on it.
So this dude made 300K using my. He messaged me. He's like, hey, Reza, I read your book. So I have a book on LinkedIn. He read the book. He made 300K in software sales. This dude, he's a wealth manager, got a new client. So the point is, I bring them here on purpose.
That's what's up, bro.
This client of mine, got on the Morning Joe show with his book. So this is why I like the book idea because people want it.
Well, bro, it's a good offer. So if I mean, like this offer should crush. Like I'm like this would be potentially a type of offer I'd look at as a portfolio because it's like it's a good offer, and if you actually could execute from what I can see, it's like you'd have outsized returns. Meaning like you could make $100,000 organically.
Yeah.
Just like and then like if someone's like, well, what do I have to do to continue to do that? You would just do more of the accounts. You wouldn't have to do more social media. You wouldn't have to do like this seems like super crazy to me. I just feel like you just have to execute. And the cool thing is that you're already doing the two things that I would recommend you do. They're already working. So it's like, there's nothing to really coach you on per se than just like do it. So unless you need help with like your schedule or like you're like, hey, how do I hire someone or something like that? But other than that.
That's why I said I want to bypass the one-on-one coaching because I think all the stuff your coach would walk me through, I've got the building blocks of that. What I'm
which is
the hiring, the SOPs, the scaling, all that stuff.
Yeah.
That like becoming a real CEO. And
that's where most people fail because that's the hardest part. Like, they like hire someone, they're like, oh, okay, cool, like good luck. And it's like, yeah, like that's not how it goes.
Correct. But even if I scale, like right now I'm saying a team of 4 or 5, but in 6 months I might say, hey man, let's scale this.
Well, yeah, but I also,
10,
I mean, when we're hiring or we're looking for hires for you, the big thing that we're going to want to look for is like, just like simple stuff. Like, do they want to work hard? Do they take pride in like doing a good job? Like, do they get back to clients quickly because they think it's important? Like how they think. So like if I met you and I was like, I wanted to get you to work out, you're like, yeah, I just don't think it's that important. It's way harder to get you to work out than you're like, yeah, dude, I think working out is like super important. Like I think working out is like super important, so I do it. And it's like not hard for me because like I just tell myself like it's important. I don't know if that makes sense.
So you're talking about culture fit. So you're saying
it's basically,
you can't turn
but when people talk about
donkey
culture,
into unicorn, you look for
but when people talk about culture, it's not even like something you make. It's like, do they see the world the way you see it? Right. So like when you are like finding a wife, if you like see the world this way and she sees it that way, it's like, it doesn't usually work. Like they have to see it somewhere in the, like at least close to you. So like when I started to hire people, I would be like, oh, like, they're like this, but I can make them a champion. And it was like, no, like he sucks. So it's like, you're a coach for LeBron James or Michael Jordan. And then you bring in like this little like bench warmer and you're like, oh, the bench warmer, like he's just not as good. It's like, he never was going to be as good, bro. It's like, that's his baseline. So what I've realized over time, and it, I think I looked at it as like, maybe I'm not a good CEO, but what I realized is I would hire 3s and make them a 6, but you should get a 7 and make them a 10. So I know like you're not there yet, but that's now that I've hired a lot of staff and I've had a big team, dude, it's like you just find someone who's like a 7 and make them a 10. And when that, if you were looking like, because think about it, if we're on the playground and we're playing like team captains and we're picking a basketball team, who would you pick first? LeBron James, obviously. Like, I want to be like, well, let me get this. Like, people do that in business and then they wonder why it doesn't work. But it's like, because he sucks. And the reason he sucks is it's like one of two things. It's a skill issue. Skill issue is really easy to see, though. It's like how they do it. So, like, if you hired a setter, the first thing we would do is like the application, you would test their skills and then you would test them out like a day or two. And if they're not good, they're gone. So let's say their skills are there. Their culture, the culture fit is like, how do they see the world? So like when you're on the interview and you're like, what's your goal? Yeah, I just want to like make a little bit of money and like I don't really want to work. And like it's not like bad per se. It's just bad for your business because that's how they think. So think about it. If they want to take breaks all the time, what's going to happen when something happens? They're going to take a break. I don't know if that makes sense. But it's just like how they think is what culture is. It's like, do they see the world the way you see it? Because like if you're successful, like I look at myself, I'm like, who's gonna make my company more successful? More Tanners. Okay, I can't duplicate myself, so it's people who think like Tanner. People will be like, oh, it doesn't matter what they think, and they can think differently depending on the like. So, does it matter if someone likes Monsters? No. Does it matter if someone likes protein bars? No. Does it matter if they want to fucking work hard? Yeah. Like it's the stuff that like you would think about. What would a person in your business who's an A player care about? And it's like that's what they need to care about. If they don't hire them.
So what you're telling me is, you're going to save me a lot of time and money.
Yeah.
In this little phrase, which is filter for it, don't force it.
Yeah, bro. Because like what happens is like think about this. Like you're really busy. You need help. You're like, you've been messaging like for so many hours. You're stressed out of your mind. Your wife wants this. Your kids want that. You're like, all right, you're good enough. And then you bring them in the business and you're like, you like feel relief. And then they go in, they start fucking everything up. And then you have to like manage it. And then you're paying them and they're screwing it up. And then you have to fire. So that's why people actually quit business, because they get tired of that revolving door. But when you find good people on your team, like I do now, dude, like I can trust what they say and I know it's like true, because what happens is like when they come in, you check, and every single time I check now, it's like it's done right. So because it's done right, there's no problem. Like I trust them. But when you bring people in at first and like you check stuff and it's done wrong, then you're like, you get anxious, right? And then you like, it doesn't work. And then what happens is that person who came in took 3 months of your life, you fire them and you have to start over. And that's what sets people back. But if you just make the right hire the first time, it's no problem. So we can help you with that, obviously. But like one thing is I've just been through it, and I've had a lot of employees. I've had hundreds of employees over the years. So I want to say like over 8 years, we've had like 200 maybe. I don't know. Because I had a staff of 100 at one point. So I just have seen it. And it's like, what's the commonalities with the A players? It's just, they just care. Like they care about doing a good job. They care like, and it's a personal thing, right? So even when I was a server, when I was younger and all this other stuff, I was like the best server ever. And it was like, I hated the job, but it was just like, it's just who I am.
It's like a personal pride thing.
Right.
It's their standard. Their internal standard.
Right. So even like you look at like Alex Ramosi and Layla, and like my brother works for them now. Like my brother is like one of the top employees everywhere he goes. Even when he was with me, he's a top employee everywhere he goes because that's who he is. It's not because they have to like whip him. And like what happens with a lot of CEOs is they're like whipping their team, or they're like, how do I incentivize this person? It's like, you don't. That's like the big flaw, I think, is people think they're supposed to and you're not. It's like, that's who they are. So believe them. Like if they tell you they're a shitty person, it's like, yeah, that's it. It is what it is. Like let them take someone else's money. The biggest mistakes I've had is like, they just don't see the world the same way I do. So like, for example, I think making money is important. Like that's why I do it. I think being in great shape is important. I think telling the truth is important. Like some people are just like, yeah, I mean, it's okay. And you don't think it's a problem, but when they're representing you and a situation comes up, because they think differently, they're going to do different than you would. And it's like, if they do different than you would, that's going to make your business worse in most cases. Unless they're like, it's like they've worked in a company that was worth $1 billion for 10 years. And they're like, yeah, I would do it differently because of this. But most people are not coming from that place. They're coming from a lower place. So especially when they're lower than you, like they're not coming from experience. You just want them to replicate what you're doing.
Yeah.
You want to make them good because they have such a great attitude, but they're just not.
Yeah.
So it'd be like you when you're messaging, like your message works. You're good at that. Imagine if you brought someone in and they just like said weird things and like they typed wrong and you were like, no, dude, don't do that. And like you told them 3 or 4 times, they kept doing it. It's better for you to just fire them and find someone new than like try to like be this like ultimate CEO that like a lot of these books talk about. But these books I think they basically assume people are smart. And like, I assume most people are stupid because they are. Like, they're like, people are not as smart as you think. I mean, when I go out in public, like, I'll just be like, what the, you know? The reality is like, if someone's good, once you show them a few times, you don't have to show them anymore.
Yeah.
The people who suck, it's like you show them, they suck. You show them, they suck. It's like, and then after a while, you're never going to pick it up. And those are the people you want to get out.
Okay.
But I would say overall, it's probably both. You just got to have both. So like my mistake in the beginning would be like great attitude, terrible skills. Hold on too long. Then I switched over and I started finding people with great skills but terrible attitudes, and I saw that work against me as well. So I'd rather have a great attitude, no skill, but they're both like both people got to go.
Yeah.
Because I hired someone who like had his own business and he wanted to come work for me, and I put him in as a client success manager, and he just like totally screwed me, bro. Like he just dropped the ball in so many places and pissed off so many clients. And then remember, the clients don't blame him, they blame me. Yeah. And then, you know, that's your reputation on
chargebacks.
Yeah. Lawsuits. Yeah, just like, and not even, it's just like, also it's just your reputation. It's like, you know, like your experience is the total opposite for them. Right? They could have had a terrible experience, and then like that reflects on me, right? But nobody ever knows, like, you know. So anyways, I mean, because dude, I think you're in like a really good spot.
Yeah, no, that's it. But like I said, I just want to be connected to you, Tanner.
No, yeah, dude.
I just want to be. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
I want to be.
We met, man.
Me too. And that's why when you said, I was like, I'm not gonna do the Zoom call. I'm gonna come meet him in Miami. He said you're in Houston. He's probably at his parents' house. I'm gonna come to Houston. Yeah. And I got a client here anyway.
I've been bouncing, bro. Like I did one last week in Vegas in my like hotel room, and like I've just been bouncing.
Yeah, I know. I watched you on IG. You were in Dubai. Yeah. And I watched one of the YouTube videos you had, and I've seen your business evolve. This is why I feel connected to you. I think you have a lot of integrity. You've got the work ethic. Obviously, you got the results. But here's something that you said. You said in COVID, it was like easy to make money.
I didn't realize that at the time. Like it was like everything was going up for me at the time, and then COVID happened, so it went even more. It was like it was like hyperbolic.
But I see how you've pivoted your business where you have a low end, front end offer, you know, the 1,500, whatever, the sell and scale free, then the paid, then one on one.
You gotta adjust, bro. I mean, you got to be able to adjust, and then also it's like I've also started pivoting into like the bigger plays, which is like private equity, hedge funds. Like, so I've had a lot of people a lot of people will apply for like the portfolios, but I turn most of them down because you're just looking for like the killers, right? But that's more leverage for me, because if I find a couple companies that do that, and then I get checks every month, and I just come in with strategy and stuff, kind of like what I'm doing with you, it's like that is going to give me more leverage and make more money. If everything works out how I think it's going to, this would be the type of company that I would look at as a portfolio. But like if it was a portfolio, like I'd want to push it. So but that's neither here nor there right now. I'm just saying, like, the offer is unique. You are getting outsized returns right now. Like you're not doing it, but I'm already looking at the stats. I'm like, okay, like if those stats pan out, then, you know, if someone's doing 100,000 a month with $0, it's like, okay, let's pretend we do 100,000 a month, and then we just put all that into ads, and then you made another 400,000. Like, there's just a lot of ways to scale this. Yeah. And you really aren't doing anything yet, which is the crazy part. So I think this could get a lot bigger if you want it to be. The way I make more is not by working harder, it's by gaining more leverage. So like, for example, if I get portfolio companies, that's leverage. Or if I had a tech company, for example, or I do a hedge fund, like, it's leverage in different ways versus like, like just straight force. Right now, you're in the brute force stage. Like the more you work, the more you'll make. But then that's why it's weird, because like at 100,000, it flips. And then it's kind of weird, but it's like if you worked out more and you're working out 6 days a week, it's like, well, like, bro, I mean, like,
same thing. You're already
it's like you're not really going to get much more out of it versus if you got someone else. Let's say hypothetically someone else could work out 6 days a week and you got the results. It's like, but it's a different actual human being. Like that's where you'll get to. You'll see that. So right now you're in the brute force stage, but once you get to 100,000, you working harder per se won't necessarily scale you. It'll be all about hiring, because like at that point, if you can hire a good team and they do the work for you, you'll make more money without having to like kill yourself. And then that's where business, I think, gets fun. So yeah,
I agree.
Do you have any more questions? Or?
No, this is great.
Okay, sick, bro.